In June 2023, the world watched in suspense as the submersible Titan vanished without a trace during a daring dive to the legendary Titanic wreck. The mission, meant to push the boundaries of deep-sea exploration, quickly turned into a global crisis as communication was lost and search efforts intensified. Days of hope and frantic searching ended in heartbreak when a scattered debris field confirmed a catastrophic implosion. 5 lives lost in an instant, leaving families and the world in shock and mourning. A 2025 U.S. Coast Guard report now reveals the tragedy was preventable, not a freak accident. The findings point to a series of avoidable errors and missed opportunities to intervene before disaster struck. OceanGate and its CEO, Stockton Rush, are blamed for ignoring established safety protocols in favor of risky innovation. The company's relentless pursuit of breaking records overshadowed the need for caution and thorough testing. The Titan's carbon fiber hull, unfit for the crushing pressures of extreme depths, failed under immense force, 400 times that at the surface, causing a sudden and total collapse. The report exposes a troubling pattern of poor design choices, lack of independent certification, and repeated warnings from experts that were ignored or dismissed. OceanGate operated in a regulatory gray area, evading oversight by exploiting international waters and loopholes in maritime law, making accountability difficult. The disaster stands as a stark indictment of a corporate culture that put ambition and innovation above safety, with irreversible consequences that serve as a warning for the future of exploration. The Coast Guard report singles out CEO Stockton Rush, highlighting his pivotal role in shaping the company's internal culture. Under his leadership, dissent was stifled, and safety concerns were routinely dismissed, creating an environment where questioning decisions was discouraged. Rush's unwavering belief in innovation over established engineering fundamentals led to a workplace where red flags were not just overlooked, but often actively ignored. In 2019, more than 150 cracking noises signaled possible hull damage, yet the dives continued without pause or proper investigation. A 4-foot hull crack and a detached forward dome, secured with only 4 bolts instead of the required 18, were shocking oversights that should have halted operations immediately. These incidents revealed a systemic disregard for even the most basic safety procedures, exposing a pattern of neglect. OceanGate's own safety manual and repeated expert warnings were brushed aside, as if they were mere suggestions rather than critical guidelines. The company possessed the knowledge and resources to prevent disaster, but consistently chose not to act on them, prioritizing ambition over caution. The relentless drive to reach the Titanic overshadowed every warning, blinding decision-makers to the mounting risks. Ultimately, the tragedy was not caused by a lack of information, but by a willful and repeated choice to ignore it, with devastating consequences. The Titan's carbon fiber hull was experimental and unproven for deep-sea use. Despite warnings, OceanGate pressed on after all 4 scale models imploded during pressure tests. The full-scale vessel was built anyway, ignoring clear evidence of design instability. Critical components, like the viewport, were only certified for a fraction of the required depth. The viewport's safety limit was 2,130 feet. Titanic lies at 12,500 feet. OceanGate bypassed independent certification, declaring the vessel safe without third-party validation. This internal self-certification replaced decades of established safety standards. The result? A fatal error born of overconfidence and disregard for proven engineering. 5 lives were lost. CEO Stockton Rush adventurer Hamish Harding, Titanic expert Paul Henry Narjolet, and Shahzada Dawood with his son Sulman. For them, the dive was a dream and a quest for discovery. The Dawoods sought a unique father-son adventure. The tragedy resonated worldwide, highlighting the human cost of failed safety. The Coast Guard report suggests passengers weren't fully informed of the risks. Critical test failures and expert warnings were likely withheld. Liability waivers mentioned danger, but not the full extent of known issues. Passengers trusted OceanGate's assurances, unaware of the vessel's true history. This lack of transparency denied them the chance to make an informed choice about their safety. In response, the Coast Guard recommends sweeping reforms to close regulatory loopholes, ensuring that no vessel slips through the cracks of outdated laws. New laws would expand U.S. authority over all commercial submersibles carrying American passengers, regardless of flag or location, aiming to create a safer environment for underwater exploration. Mandatory safety inspections, certifications, and a ban on unclassed deep-diving vessels are proposed to ensure that only the most secure and well-maintained submersibles operate in our waters. A national submersible registry and international safety standards are urged to prevent future tragedies, fostering a global culture of safety and responsibility. The report's findings have been referred to the Department of Justice for possible legal action, highlighting the serious consequences of neglecting safety protocols. The Titan disaster is a sobering reminder. Safety regulations exist to protect lives, not stifle innovation. It underscores the importance of vigilance and adherence to safety measures. Lessons from this tragedy must guide future exploration. Ambition must never outweigh caution. Every mission should prioritize the well-being of its crew and passengers. The legacy of those lost can be a safer future for all who seek adventure in the deep, ensuring that their sacrifice leads to meaningful change and enhanced safety for all.